This video about what causes the human's aging, and it is part 4. We will talk about accumulation of toxins and debris in cells and extracellular matrix. So toxins and various junk such as lipofuscins, misfolded proteins which are known as amyloids, oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids, heavy metals, xenobiotics, uric acid crystals, and calcium salts with oxalic acid accumulate in extracellular matrix, adipose tissue, and all inner organs including brain and bone joints. They are all contributing to the aging process in humans and other mammals. Ilya Mechnikov, a well-known Russian scientist, believed that a senile degeneration of the body is caused by accumulation of toxins. Although the aging process is complex, it cannot be fully explained by toxin accumulation. The possibility of body detoxification must be considered. This is a photo of Mechnikov. Of course, the aging process is an extremely complex phenomenon. It cannot be explained only by the poisoning of the body with waste products of colon microbes, toxins, and heavy metals. But we cannot also discard the saturation of our body with toxins and debris. Therefore, it is so important to consider the possibility of our body detoxing. The liver plays an important role in protecting the organism from potentially toxic chemicals through its capacity to convert lipophils, these toxins which are dissolvable in fat, into more water-soluble metabolites which can be efficiently eliminated from the body via the urine. The liver is an essential organ that processes and detoxifies numerous substances that enter our bodies, including poisons from the environment, alcohol, and narcotics. These toxins are converted by the liver into less dangerous molecules that may be expelled from the body via a sophisticated network of enzymes and roads. Phase 1 and Phase 2 metabolism are the liver's two main detoxification mechanisms. During phase 1 metabolism, a set of enzymes known as cytochrome oxidize and change the chemical composition of numerous substances. Phase 2 metabolism combines phase 1 metabolites with endogenous compounds such as glutathione sulfate or glucuronide to produce water-soluble chemicals that are quickly eliminated from the body via urine or feces. Cholesterol is important and essential for liver function and health because it is used to produce bile and break down fats and proteins in the small intestine. Bile contains cholesterol in amounts up to 70% of dry matter. Bile also eliminate waste and toxins from the body, as bile acids can bind to and remove these substances. The majority of the cholesterol, xenobiotics, toxins, and heavy metals in bile are excreted with feces rather than absorbed into the bloodstream. Sorbents like dry starch powder, activated charcoal, bentonite, and diatomous earth can prevent fat-soluble toxins from entering the bloodstream and lymph from intestines. Bentonite clay, which has traditionally been used to treat diarrhea, bloating, and constipation, has antibacterial activity against antibiotic-resistant bacterial pathogens, as well as the ability to kill some viruses. However, excessive consumption of bentonite clay may result in a potassium deficiency in the body. Furthermore, there is a concern that bentonite clay may bind to essential nutrients and medications, potentially leading to nutrient deficiency or decreased medication efficiency. Here's a picture of bentonite clay. You can buy it. It is used also in food industry. A convenient sorbent for removing toxins and healing the intestines is potato and tapioca cassava starches in the form of dry powder. These resistant starches are partially processed by bacteria in the colon to short-chain fatty acids such as butyric acid, which is essential for colon health. Bacteria can also synthesize vitamin B6 and hydrogen gas from the starch. Hydrogen from colon enters the bloodstream and acts as an antioxidant. Strict keto and carnivore diets have been shown to alter the colonic microbiota, favoring a more pro-inflammatory microbiota profile and decreased production of short-chain fatty acids. Therefore, consumption of these resistant starches while following these diets will increase short-chain fatty acids production. So it is recommended to combine consumption of starches with ketogenic or especially with carnivore diet. Lipofuscin is a name given to fine yellow-brown pigment, pigment granules composed of lipid containing residues of liposomal digestion in long-living cells. Lipofuscin appears to be a byproduct of polyunsaturated fatty acids and protein oxidation. Lipofuscin is known to contain sugars and metals in addition to a high lipid content. Lipofuscin accumulates because lysosomes in cells lack the enzymes required to break it down into nutrients. Lipofuscin causes lysosomes in long-living cells and macrophages to become bloated, unable to function properly, and eventually die during the apoptosis process. Then, when they die, this junk gets into extracellular matrix, but most extracellular junk is termed amyloid of one variety, and another amyloid is more referred to proteins. But lipofuscin also can get to the extracellular matrix. A careful selection of natural enzymes may assist in the removal of these misfolded proteins and also lipofuscin from extracellular matrix, and acidic environment is required for the activation of such enzymes. As a result, if these enzymes enter the bloodstream via the intestine, they will have no effect on albumin or blood cell proteins. However, if they enter macrophages lysosomes, where an acidic environment is maintained, they improve the digestion of amyloids. There are some such enzymes that are able to degrade cross-linked collagen and improve extracellular matrix elasticity. This is also very important. As a result, elasticity of blood vessels will get, especially capillaries, will get improved, and considerable decrease in blood pressure will be detected, together with an increase in the lung volume and endurance during aerobic workouts. This is what I do, this is what I observe in my body. According to official nutritionists, a healthy diet for everyday consumption can include small amount of fish, poultry, and skim milk as a source of calcium. Meanwhile, red meat and animal fats, as well as refined sugar, should be avoided in their opinions. According to this understanding of so-called healthy food, meals for children at school and kindergarten are composed. So, the presence of oxalic acid salts, oxalates, in a wide range of plant foods is usually overlooked. Meanwhile, oxalates are referred to as anti-nutrients. Additionally, when oxalates enter cells, they damage the mitochondria, causing an increase in reactive oxygen species and decrease in energy production, and therefore accelerate aging. Then, because of this reactive oxygen species, the cells consume the natural antioxidant glutathione to deactivate this reactive oxygen species. The amino acids L-cysteine Glutamic acid and glycine are used to make glutathione, antioxidant glutathione. Availability of the sulfur-containing amino acid L-cysteine is a limited factor. Eggs, dairy products, products, and red meat and poultry are good sources of L-cysteine. Vegans can get this amino acid from plant proteins as well as a supplement. Aside from being an antioxidant, glutathione is also used in the liver to deactivate hydrophobic toxins and excrete them as a part of bile and feces. Glutathione is poorly absorbed in gastrointestinal tract. As a result of its use for efficient detoxing of our bodies, its continuous synthesis in cells is required. So, consumption of meat, poultry, and fish seems to be option. To follow the carnivore diet, it is important in old age, or otherwise you have to use supplements. When fat digestion is impaired due to insufficient bile acid production from cholesterol, again cholesterol is very important in the diet, oxalate absorption from guts is greatly enhanced. As a result, instead of oxalic acid, calcium ions in the gut react with fatty acids to form calcium soap, whereas oxalic acid ions are absorbed into bloodstream and delivered to all tissues, including our brains and nerves. Because calcium oxalate is only slightly soluble in water, crystals of calcium oxalate slowly accumulate in all tissues of the body. A healthy person's kidney can excrete only about 200 milligrams of oxalates per day without harm. Excess oxalates from food can be deposited in our bodies, especially in the kidneys, if the amount of oxalates exceeds the specified limit. Calcium oxalate buildup in the brain and nerves significantly reduces the elderly quality of life and self-esteem. Chronic inflammation of brain tissue is thought to contribute to the development of migraine, dementia, Parkinson, and Alzheimer's diseases in the elderly. Calcium oxalate crystals inhibit nerve impulse transmission via synapses. Calcium oxalate commonly accumulates in the nerves responsible for opening and closing the sphincters of the digestive system, anus, urethra, gallbladder, urine bladder, and others in the elderly. Then spontaneous urination and defecation may occur, as well as the release of stomach content into the esophagus, resulting in esophageal mucous hydrochloric acid burns. Okay, it's in short words, it is heartburn. Heartburn is quite known, and many elderly people suffer from this. And what they're doing, again, it's what is recommended by official medical doctors. It is terrible. They propose to reduce acidity of the gastric juice, and this is absolutely wrong. Adding lemon juice, 1 lemon per day, and citric acid to drinks helps dissolve calcium oxalate crystals in body tissues and remove calcium citrate from body in the urine. However, detoxing from oxalates may take years of following a low oxalate diet with lemon juice and citric acid in drinks. Because magnesium oxalate is 100 times more soluble in water than calcium oxalate, taking citrate, sulfate, or magnesium chloride aids in oxalate removal. However, magnesium salts should not be taken with oxalate-rich foods, such as herbal tea, hot chocolate, salads, and other plant food. Meanwhile, calcium sources such as dairy products or supplements of calcium salts are recommended to be consumed with oxalate-rich foods. So if you don't shift to carnivore diet to avoid oxalate-rich food, then the option is to use calcium sources together with food, your vegetarian food. Okay, this video is for educational information purposes only. And if I use some pictures, I give references in a PDF file of the presentation, the link to the presentation in the video description. In this video, I expressed my personal opinion. I am not professional medical advisor, and therefore a visitor of my channel is advised to discuss the content of this video with his or her personal physician and only act upon the advice of professional medical experts. I never do it because I never getting sick. I'm never so I appreciate the achievements of the pharmaceutical industry, but I believe that professional medical doctors are nothing better but drug dealers. And so I don't ask them for advice, because what they give me, they will give some medications, and I don't need it because I never sick, never. Last 30 years I never had even flu. Okay, thank you for your time to watch the video. Please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information. Have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.